Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Macheski with your video tutorial for the week of May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Okay, let's get started. So here in our first row, we have our language arts assignments. You can see by reading the titles that we are going to be focusing on poetry following that poem in your pocket celebration that we had this week. So our first Nearpod assignment is actually a little writing project where you're going to be learning about types of poetry and then you're going to be writing your own poem. This is a special fifth grade project that I've always done every year, and I really want you guys to have the chance to write this poem and have it as a keepsake. So the learning objectives for the Hello Goodbye poem are: I can produce clear and understandable writing in a genre, the genre being poetry, and I can read and understand different types of poetry. So you'll be hearing about some different types of poetry, viewing some examples, and then we'll be doing a class brainstorm during Monday's Zoom session. I highly encourage you to attend on Monday so that you can hear me talk about this project more in depth. Okay. Our second Nearpod assignment has to do with finding the theme of a poem. So we've worked on theme in the classroom in literature. Finding the theme in a poem is similar, but you'll be looking for different types of evidence. The learning objective is I can explain how the speaker in a poem reflects upon a topic when discussing the theme of a poem. So that will be that module. Here I've linked the EPIC website so that you have that availability if you want to continue reading book club. It is optional, but I highly encourage you to continue reading at your independent level a book of your choice or one of the books that I've provided in EPIC. Math, you'll need to go to your math assignments sheet to see those. This week we will be focusing on social studies. This is the last week we'll be spending on routes of exploration before we move into more American history topics. So in this module, you'll be learning about two more European explorers and where they traveled to and what their motivations were. The learning objective for this module is I can explain who the early explorers were and the impact of their discoveries. So we'll be finding out more about what those explorers did. Here in the Unified Arts category, I adjusted the links. So the links should take you right to the Google Classroom stream for these topics, for art, for music, and for PE. And then you can navigate through the Google Classroom to learn more about their assignment. Here, for the library non-digital activity of the week, there are actually 3 options in the Google Doc that's linked there. All 3 activities are STEM-related experiments that you can do at home, and there are also video clips and directions attached. So I encourage you to go here. There's a Google Doc, and you can, do all 3, or you can choose which one you think sounds the most interesting to you to do at home with your family. Down below, we just have a few notes here that I wanted to bring to your attention. So down here for the Zoom links, I wanted to talk about what we're going to be addressing during the Zoom sessions this week. For Monday's Zoom lesson, the focus is going to be entirely on poetry. So we're going to be doing some practice identifying the theme of a poem. We will also be brainstorming as a class, a brainstorm list of writing ideas when we go to write this Hello Goodbye poem, what that will look like. I've also invited Mrs. Gandolfo to join us during the Monday Zoom session, and she'll be sharing some poetry and talking to you guys about poetry there. So that's Monday. I've decided to move the social studies Zoom activity this week to Wednesday for a couple of reasons. I have a really cool field trip planned for you guys on Wednesday. We're going to take a virtual field trip to the Museum of the American Revolution, which is one of my favorite places to go. Um, so since that is social studies related, that's going to be my social studies lesson for the week. I encourage families to join with us if you'd like to come, or if you have any siblings that might want to come on the virtual field trip with us, you're more than welcome. We'll get a behind the scenes view and we'll go through the museum together on Wednesday. The second note that I wanted to bring to your attention is here. You'll see I added a section labeled guidance. So Miss Sarah Canis has worked with you at school on these Naviance lessons, and I know my class has completed the first assignment, which dealt with identifying your learning style. You can navigate to the Naviance website at any time, but you'll need to do so using the MNSD bookmarks bar. Mrs. Sarah Canis will be getting in touch with you next week if you were not able to complete this assignment at school. She has her own Google Classroom page, which you can navigate to here. I've linked it. And you can see that assignment is available. I'm not assigning it here as a weekly assignment because it's something that we did complete previously in school. However, she will be contacting you individually if she's missing a part of the assignment for you. I've added her email address here in the Unified Arts Teachers. So if you need to get a hold of Miss Sarah Canis or have a question for her, she encourages you to reach out and email her as well. As usual, if you have any questions or any problems or any feedback for me, anything I can do to help, feel free to email me. Feel free to message me on Google Hangouts. And I hope to see all of you on Monday to talk about poetry and on Wednesday to go on our field trip. Have a great week.